Commission meeting is hereby called to order. We do have the presence of a quorum. Commissioner Elliott and Campos are excused from this meeting. We do have Commissioner Adams, I believe she's here, joining us via satellite, and she's here. So we'll start with the act of reverence and pledge allegiance to the flag, and that will be led by Commissioner Powell. We'll move to item number 2 on the agenda, which is the acceptance of minutes. We have 2 sets of minutes from the June 20th business meeting and the July 15th special meeting. Members have received those in their packets, and I'll entertain a motion to approve those 2.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner White. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. We will pick up student recognition up in the fall, September. So we'll move on to speakers addressing an agenda item. If there are no objections, we have 6 speakers speaking on agenda item, and we have 8 speakers speaking not on agenda items. If there's no objections to my colleagues, I'll call both sets of speakers up at the same time, so that way those not speaking on agenda item will not have to wait. But being that I'm making that modification, I would ask that people please adhere to the time limit, and when you hear the beep from the clerk, that you please conclude your remarks, so that way I will not have to interrupt you. The first speaker we have is Lori Thomas. Is Lori Thomas here? Okay. We'll go to our next speaker, Sandra Fink. Sandra Fink here? Sandra Fink will be followed by Michael Pierce.
And Commissioner Evans, what is our time limit?
3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Sandra Fink. I am a retired science teacher mentor with the City School District. When I started teaching in this district in 1972, there was recognition that the district needed African American educators. Recruiters regularly traveled to historically black colleges and universities to encourage top students to teach in this district. I am noticing a shift that is quite disturbing to me. African American educators are either leaving, being demoted, or forced to resign to avoid being fired. This trend seems to be affecting many African American women and looking more like a deliberate strategy rather than a mere coincidence. How can a district with 85% students of color continue on this path? It is imperative that children see people who look like them and share similar experiences during their school day. This enables them to believe that success is something that they can attain. With that in mind, I am here tonight to stand in opposition to the recommendation that Patrina Johnson be terminated from this district. Ms. Johnson is a passionate educator who loves children and a positive role model for being a product of the Rochester City School District. The decision before you tonight can dramatically affect Ms. Johnson's future, and yet she was told that she could not speak on her own behalf, and also that she really wasn't even supposed to attend this meeting, which is a public meeting. I'm having a very difficult time understanding how only a few administrators are being singled out for low test scores in buildings or departments when it's documented that this district is a low performance district. Is the answer to remove all administrators, all teachers, in all buildings? Is the answer to belittle administrators and teachers? I think not. These tactics only lower morale of the people who are charged with making school an exciting place for children to come and learn. I believe meaningful, effective support built on trust and sincerity may be a better course for positive change. We cannot afford to continue doing what has been done for so long and to expect to obtain different results. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fink. Michael Pierce.
Good evening. My name is Michael Pierce, and I'm here to testify for Miss Patrina Johnson. I've known Patrina Johnson for about 8 years, and during that time, I've had the privilege of working under her direction as a volunteer. We've taught children, adults, in a nonprofit environment. Miss Johnson has always demonstrated a very positive attitude while being very prepared. Her enthusiasm, along with her contagious smile, has encouraged me more than once. Her obvious love for children, passion for their success, has been a tremendous asset to every endeavor we have encountered. Make no mistake about it, though, she's all about business. I count it a privilege to know Miss Johnson. She commands my respect and admiration. Patrina, you are awesome.
Dr. Paul Dumas.
Members of the board, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Dr. Paul Dumas. I work in a leadership position of an international utility company whose offices are in Rochester. Having previously served on a school board in another state and knowing the value of public input, I felt it is important to express support for Patrina Johnson on such an important issue in order that a proper decision would be reached. I'll be presenting the statement of Phil Harlow, our pastor, who was unable to be here tonight. My wife, Kathleen, and I fully support the following statement. First, thank you for the opportunity to share my comments concerning the troubling news of the district's intention to terminate the services of Miss Patrina Johnson, former principal of school number 30. My brief comments are shared from the perspective of serving as Miss Johnson's pastor for several years, and that of a chief diversity officer and VP of labor relations for one of the major employers in the city. I, along with several others in this community, are very troubled to learn of Miss Johnson's potential release given her long-term positive contributions to the district. Although I'm not familiar with all the details associated with Miss Johnson's recent role as principal, I am familiar with the recognition of her positive contribution to the Rochester School District over the past 20 years as expressed by students, parents, colleagues, and former supervisors. In light of the many challenges the district is confronted with, it's difficult to grasp that a person of Miss Johnson's capabilities, passion, and personal commitment to the district, and particularly to our youth, would no longer be recognized as a valued asset in this district. My experience with Miss Johnson over the years is that she is an exceptional role model to our young people, and her positive impact within the district, at our church, and the community at large has compelled me to speak on her behalf tonight. I request that you reconsider your intentions to terminate Ms. Johnson's services and assess how the district might continue to utilize the many skills she has so unselfishly provided over the past 2 decades. At a minimum, I hope that a thorough review of this matter be completed to ensure that Ms. Johnson is being treated fairly and equitably when compared with her peers. As you know, our city has many challenges, and those of us in the corporate environment spend much time strategizing how we can attract and retain quality talent to our city and our respective corporations. Many view Ms. Johnson's potential release to be a genuine loss for the district and potentially to our city, so I hope you will come to the proper conclusion concerning this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan Pierce.
Good evening. I'm Susan Pierce. I serve as the music director at Bridge Builders Ministries. I have over 25 years' experience at this post-secondary, secondary education levels, and in private instruction. I have worked with Ms. Johnson for 8 years as a member of the music team and on various music projects. Whether working with adults or children, Ms. Johnson has always demonstrated integrity, professionalism, and excellence. She is dependable, knowledgeable, enthusiastic, flexible, and persistent. I can always count on her to bring cohesiveness to the team, actively participate in the problem-solving process, and see beyond immediate obstacles to help us accomplish our goals and move forward. Patrina has worked with me on various projects with the children, and I have given her many leadership roles to assist me. She has always followed through, and she has always demonstrated a great leadership ability. It's a privilege to know and to work with a person with the caliber of leadership skills found in Ms. Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to move to speakers not addressing an agenda item. Antonia Beatty. Is Antonia here? Antonia. And Antonia will be followed by Jennifer Moore.
Hi, my name is Antonia Beatty. A little shorter. I'm the PTA president at School 33, and also a parent, 33 school parent since 2004. It was brought to my attention that as far as vocal music teachers at School 33, there will be a reduction this coming year. And it's my understanding that there's not enough time for vocal music and not enough time for vocal music teachers in the school program. I asked how many vocal music teachers were allocated for School 33 in 2012, and I was told it was 2.6. And I asked how many vocal music teachers will be allocated as of 2013, and it's 2.0 now. Which is a reduction of 0.6 of vocal music teachers and vocal music class time for School 33. For me, this is unacceptable as a parent, and I'm looking to restore this. Vargas says he wants a balanced diet of academic arts, music, sports, and resembling the suburban schools. But this reduction does not support that. Over and over again, I hear talk about engaging parents into the schools and bringing them into the school. And as a PTA president, that's what I worked for, to bring in parents and to engage them. One of the things that engages parents, for our school is concerts. Having to come into the school to see your child sing. My daughters both, participate in a choir program. They sing every year. They are so excited to know that me, my husband, that we're there to see them sing, to hear them sing. And as a parent, I'm excited as well to go see that. I mean, that's one of the things that, we get a large crowd of parents that come in, and that's what gets them there, and that I thought was the goal, to get parents in there. And as a parent, I look forward, to seeing that and to see that continue in the schools.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Ms. Beatty. Jennifer? And Jennifer will be followed by Carrie Coleman. You can hand those to the clerk. Clerk, please. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. I am actually here representing another parent from our school. She was unable to make it this evening, Jenna Silpy. Good evening. I wanted to address the board personally tonight because I have sent several letters to the superintendent since May and have not received any response to my concerns and questions. My name is Jenna Silpy, and I am a School 52 parent, volunteer, and school-based planning team member. I'm extremely concerned about the cuts to our school's art and music programs. Under the next year's proposed master schedule, our school's art teacher has been displaced and his position has been reduced from a 0.8 to a 0.5 FTE. Our vocal music teacher has also been displaced and his position has been reduced from a full-time to a 0.5 FTE. My logistical concerns are this: why are we displacing and cutting our school's veteran teachers? Why was this master schedule pushed through without input or feedback from parents, students, or teachers? Has anyone considered how our students will react to these displacements and cuts? Students, especially those in primary grades, require consistency and clear expectations. Changing teachers on a yearly basis has happened with our school's phys ed position and forces our students to adjust to different leadership and classroom management styles. This is not conducive to a positive classroom experience. Has anyone considered how a half-time teacher will be able to see, teach, and develop meaningful connections with all of our school students? With the switch to a 40-minute rotation, does this mean that students will receive art instruction year-round? The current schedule allows for one class once a week for 20 weeks, or once a week roughly for half the school year. I also have some financial questions. When a teacher's position is reduced, where does that extra money go? Will it come back to our school? Our school's principal operating budget was $85,000 in 2001. Last year, it was $40,000. Why does it keep getting cut year after year? Where is that money going? How large is the superintendent's cabinet? How does this compare to the other Big 5 districts? Is our district's budget money being managed correctly? We still have a terrible graduation rate and are losing families every year to charter schools and the suburbs. Yet we're steadily increasing the number of our Rochester City School District administrators and specialists. If this district is serious about raising the graduation rate and giving our Rochester City School students a fair shot at competing amongst their suburban peers, then let's stop hiring extra administrators and keep our special subject teachers where they're needed, in the primary grades. We can't expect School of the Arts to remain successful if we're cutting the programs that serve as a foundation to getting into that school. If you really believe that children are a work of art and that we are creating a masterpiece, then put your money where your mouth is. Stop cutting or redistributing our teachers. Let our school continue to be successful with the level of instruction, schedule, and teachers with which we have already proven successful. Thank you for your time.
Carrie Coleman. After Mr. Coleman will be Rachel Dobbs.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I come to speak about an issue I have with my child. And, you know, my sympathy to Ms. Johnson, because I'm going through the same type of issues as being a former district employee. You know, a lot of people don't know I was jailed for 3 years for bringing my child back to school. My case was overturned by the district. And I see some people in here really don't care. It doesn't make anything to me. But getting on to my daughter. My daughter attends the School of the Arts. She carries a 3.25 GPA. Both me and my wife are college graduates. My wife graduated from Cornell University, and I'm from Howard University. My dream was to become a teacher in this district, okay? But I received a letter that was disturbing to me, and it basically came from Kelly Nicastro, the principal of School of the Arts. It said my daughter missed 22 days. And my daughter missed days, whatever excuse absences. And so when I asked for the answers to this, I didn't really get the answers until I spoke to the chief. And then I asked for a meeting, okay, with the principal and assistant principal, and I get a meeting with people from parent engagement. And I asked, well, why is this principal not there? And he said, well, it's my call. That's not his call. Now, come to find out from the chief that my daughter only missed 10 days, okay? And she should have never got this letter, okay, that said that CPS is going to be involved. You understand what I'm saying? Because you get, it's a process. You get a 3-day letter, then you get a 5-day letter, then you get a home visit, and then you get into this process. So that makes me think, considering what happened to me in the past, that she didn't write this letter. There's some type of undermining thing here that's going on. And it's the same thing that Ms. Johnson and other people spoke about. I listen, I watch. You know, you have African-American people of minority. When we go to get tenure, we get moved before our year is up, okay? Well, I see teachers that are basically, and I'm not saying this about all teachers, that are crap, and they get their tenure right away. You know, I'll give you an example. Our former chief of staff here was also involved in my case. Just got fired from Syracuse as superintendent of schools out there. The same crap that she was doing down here, the same stuff she took up there. And people want to defend her here. This is nonsense. This is a new type of racism. This is not the type of racism that my father or my grandfather fought. This is a racism. It's called Jim and Jane Crow, Esquire. Okay? Because it's perpetrated by the law department and other individuals in this district. This board, to me, doesn't run this district. The superintendent doesn't run the district. One of the things that parent engagement told me, well, we have to check it out with legal first. They didn't say we have to check it out with superintendent. We have to check it out with legal. Come on. You say you want parent engagement. Here's parent engagement. Both me and my wife are college educated. Our daughter, it reflects in our daughter's grades, okay? She's never been kicked out, never been in trouble. And you want to send something to CPS with this? And then they even acknowledged at the meeting that they dropped the ball. But no one came and apologized to me and my wife for doing it. I have the attendance and everything from this letter. I send all this to Commissioner King, because that's my dialogue now. Because I know that Commissioner King cannot remove any three of you off of here that I want, okay? But he can remove our superintendent for not doing his job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman.
You have a nice day.
Thank you. Rachel Dobbs.
Good evening. I'm here this evening as a member of the music department to bring you an ongoing concern that we've been trying to sort out for some time now, and that is the loss of ensembles at the elementary level with the institution of the new master schedule. We've had many assurances publicly, in email, and in meetings that groups like choir will be maintained at schools that have had them in the past, but the schedules we have seen that show that there is no time for anything more than the regular meeting of general music classes. I've brought my schedule this evening to share, which has been created from our building's master. As you can see, all possible teaching periods are accounted for, and choir does not exist. We had 2 choirs last year at School 4, offering over 170 students the chance to participate and to represent our school and the district both at in-house performances and in the larger community. District-wide, well over 3,000 students sing in groups at their schools each year. Choir is not an extra for our students. It is an integral part of their school week, their music education, and an experience their suburban and rural peers are able to access readily. Suggestions like rehearsing songs to perform during music classes or practicing during lunchtime or outside school hours are not viable solutions and illustrate a lack of understanding of what the music department does and what music classes are for, and the logistics of running an ensemble. There simply will not be concerts or students who are prepared for participation in high school music courses, all city and all county festivals, or the Eastman Pathways program. The fact that I'm here this evening with some of my colleagues is because we do not feel that our concerns are being answered in a way that makes sense. My last query was answered with the statement that music is critical to the student success equation and that my principal would be scheduling choir. Respectfully, I cannot see where this will be possible in my building or in any other. We would like to begin the school year ready to go, able to communicate with parents about the opportunities their children will have this year, rather than scrambling and begging to keep what our students in this district have had in the past. Please be aware this is a legitimate concern, and our hope is to be able to represent our schools in the district with pride through singing, drumming, dancing, and collaborating for our students, our families, and our city.
Amy Spees-Key. After Amy Spees-Key will be Loretta Cross.
I'm starting with a prop I use quite often in my classroom, and a prop I think that's needed this evening. Yes, a magic wand, because I think a bit of magic is called for and needed at this time and always. Kindness, love, exploration, intelligence, personality. That's what our kids bring to us every single day. And what do we meet them with? I hope the same. My daughter is 5 and will be entering kindergarten this year. She's yours as well as mine. And I expect a lot from her education. I also know that she's going to be going to school number 12 this year. She is so excited, and so am I. We know she's going to school number 12. So we can begin to prepare her for that school, get the required uniforms, meet her teachers, Go over the expectations, the curriculum, all those things required for going to school. Yippee, we're really, really excited. However, I cannot say the same thing. My name is Amy Spiesky, and I'm also a music teacher in this district. It is my 9th year teaching here. For 8 years, I taught at school number 12. Then last year, I was changed the day before school started. An accident, maybe? An oversight? But all of a sudden, my 8-year program was switched to school number 29 for a 1-year term because it was an itinerant position for 1 year. Now, this year, I'm itinerant. Fascinating to me. Not good for the kids. Not good for me, but I'm not in this for me. I'm in this for the kids. So yeah, we do need some magic. We need that consistency. On March 26th, we received an email from Dr. Vargas stating, "We will have a budget in June that allows our staff to know where they will be working and our families to know their schedules and courses for the next year." It sounded lovely, amazing, but it never happened. Instead, itinerant teachers, of which I am one, received a letter stating that we would know our placement the 3rd week of August. The 3rd week of August? Wow. Now you tell me, is 2 weeks' notice acceptable when you expect each child to be a masterpiece? Is 2 weeks' notice acceptable to plan a coherent curriculum when I don't even know where I will be teaching or what grades I will even teach? Is 2 weeks' notice enough time for me to plan amazing childcare before school, after school? I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to be in an early or a late school. So you see, we truly need some magic, some consideration, some love. And let's discuss what is best for our children. Our children. Continuity of instruction. I'll be done in a minute. Continuity of instruction, building relationships year after year. How is this being planned as our placements are now being handled by central office? It certainly was not fair to me or my students when I was officially transferred to school number 29 the day before school started. I never had a chance to say goodbye to my students. Many still wonder if I'm coming back or when I'm coming back. School number 12 had a wonderful music program. It was changed, and it's not fair. My scenario was normal, but it shouldn't be. Our children deserve better than that. In September, my most amazing little girl enters kindergarten in your charge. She deserves the world, and so does every single child in this district. But it takes two to tango, and I can't begin to dance until I know where my feet stand. So I leave you with a bit of magic to do, and I hope that you can be as magical as we are each and every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Loretta Cross. After Ms. Cross will be Mark Finney, Allison Scavarla, and did Lori Thomas get here? And then Lori Thomas.
Good evening. My name is Loretta Cross. I work at 33 School. I've been there a long time, and I'm here on behalf of our music. Music is very important to our children and to our staff. We look forward to the music concert. And as Miss Beatty was saying when she was up here, the music brings in the parents because the parents enjoy the kids. I've had a lot of grandkids to come through 33 School, and I'm still there. I volunteer in the morning, and I work in the cafeteria. And I see music as a big part of the kids. That's letting the kids know there is something that they can do. Music helps them, and they come back and they talk about it. They look forward to their music time, and even the band. We have an excellent band at 33 School, and it would be a great loss if they didn't have music because they need music. They need a way out of just sitting in the class doing work all day. Let them do music, and a lot of them are interested in instruments and stuff. So I'm here speaking for our staff because we have an excellent music teacher and an excellent band, and we do not want to lose that from 33 because if we lose that, that's taking the parents out. At most of our concert that we have at least 80 to 90 parents that come in for this program. So this program is very special to our school and to all the schools. All the schools, we all need to have music. Even with us, we work all day. I go home and turn on some gospel music over there, and that sets the tone for whatever else I need to do. And it's just like the kids. They're in class all the time, and they need a little time out to get music or whatever. And thank you.
Thank you. Mark Finney.
Good evening. I'm Mark Finney, vocal music teacher at John James Audubon, school number 33. I've had the privilege of teaching at school 33 for the last 13 and a half years. During that time, I have seen the music program grow and blossom into a vibrant program where our students and their families look forward to the next performance. At School 33, there are many students that want to participate in chorus and drum ensemble. The School 33 chorus consists of 120 singers, and the drum ensemble has 20 members. Both ensembles perform in school as well as in the community. Some of the invitations to perform in the community have come from the Board of Education, WXXI, the Lilac Festival, and the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra. Each year, over 300 students in 3rd through 6th grades at School 33 audition to be in the chorus. In case you missed it, I did say over 300 students audition for the chorus. Throughout the school year, I'm constantly asked, when am I going to be in chorus? And it's just a matter of I don't have room in my room to have them. They are qualified singers, but it's just the time that I need. I understand the district has a goal for all students to be reading at grade level by grade 3. During the rehearsals for both chorus and the drum ensemble, our students are reading. They're reading lyrics, music notation, experiencing the different levels of dynamics and tempo, working on vocal development and drumming technique, movement and improvisation. The performers also have the valuable experience of working together toward the goal of a high-quality performance. This year, the chorus participated in 4 performances, and the drum ensemble performed on 7 occasions. In addition to playing the holiday and spring concerts, the drum ensemble played at the Lilac Festival this year and had the opportunity to represent the school and its music program at the superintendent's State of Our Schools address. Anyone that has attended a performance of our chorus or drum ensemble, either in school or in the community, can easily see the pride that our students take in their performance, the pride of being a part of our School 33 family and the Rochester City School District. Imagine my surprise when reviewing the district's implemented new 4-day rotation schedule that there were no ensembles on the schedule, only general music classes. This is a result of the number of full-time teachers dropping from 2.6 to 2.0. I understand that principals are to put ensembles into the schedule, but this would be rather impossible when you look at my schedule. I have 7 classes that take up all of my time every day of the week. On several occasions, the superintendent has said that the music program is important and that it's a valuable part of our students' education. However, when emailed about the concerns of no ensembles in the schedule, the emails were forwarded to others who offered unrealistic solutions to the problem of no ensembles in the schedule. Some of the suggestions are as follows. Many schools offer chorus before or after school. Chorus rehearsals could take the place during lunch. Teach the chorus songs during music. I don't know about my colleagues, but I consider that offensive for my colleagues and my students, that they would think so little of our program that we could do it during lunch. What other district that does not have home schools, we bus our children, what other district could offer stuff before school and after school? I have more, and I tell you what I'll do. I will email you the rest because I think
Please do.
what I had to say was very important, and I'm sorry I ran out of time, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Finney. Allison Scavarla. Allison Scavarla will be followed by Lori Thomas.
Good evening. Once again, I am Allison Scavarla, the very tired this time music teacher at school number 54. And I would like to echo the words of my colleagues as well as the words of our parents. I am worried about the state of our schools. I'm here to represent all the teachers across the district in the music department that do not know their schedules and have not received them yet. I am full-time at school number 54, and I have yet to receive my schedule. It is likely, however, that given the fact that we have almost 200 student increase, and I have increased to 1.0, I will not have time for both my fabulous performing ensembles, which you have been treated to more than once publicly on TV, as well as my dance ensemble and my percussion ensemble. They will go by the boards, unfortunately. But unfortunately, I have one more thing to add. I have had the blessing of them being increased to 1.0 in our building, which is a wonderful thing for School 54. But on the same token, I no longer have a room. So no matter what the schedule I receive in August or whenever I do receive it, it will be simply impossible to come up with an ensemble performance and a truly wonderful music program without having any teaching space to call my own. And I know I speak for many people across the district in the arts that are taking it a la carte. And it is simply a hamstringed program and a weak excuse for a true music offering. I thank you so much for your time, and I ask you to reconsider these issues with our schedules. Thank you so much.
What school are you at?
School number 54. We were informed in June that unfortunately both the staff lounge and the music room were going to be used for classes.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Lori Thomas.
Good evening, members of the board and members of the community. Resolution 2013-14 is on the agenda to be voted upon. This resolution calls for spending $360,000 to contract with the Gates Foundation to have them teach you how to manage the district. By adopting this resolution, you are admitting to your incompetence as leaders and the incompetence of the individuals you appointed and hired to run the district for the past 12 years. If, in fact, you believe yourselves to be incompetent, needing corporate guidance to help you manage the district, and are willing to spend $360,000 of district funds to do so, you may not recognize that it would be more efficient and effective to simply vote into office individuals who are competent in their understanding and ability to manage the Rochester City School District, so that it will actually become successful in educating our children. So I ask that instead of wasting more district funds, to which, by adopting this resolution, you are admitting to have done, that you save taxpayer dollars by resigning your positions as school board commissioners and allow those more qualified to do so. I have here a petition that will be posted on the Green Rochester website that states, "We, the undersigned residents of the city of Rochester, draw the attention to the Board of Regents to the following. Historically, the Rochester City School District leadership has failed to provide an excellent education to the majority of its students. The Rochester City School District has and continues to operate under severe financial loss. Commissioners of the Rochester City School District School Board, by entering into an agreement with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation under the Managing Money Smartly grant program, have admitted that they are unable to effectively and efficiently make resource decisions for the Rochester City School District. The current Board of Education does not meet the Board of Regents characteristics for effective school boards. Therefore, your petitioners request that the New York State Board of Regents to call for the resignation of each Commissioner of Education that voted to adopt Resolution 2013-14 as an admission of their inability to effectively and efficiently manage the Rochester City School District. Thank you.
Next, we'll move on to the superintendent's report. And just let me also say that thank you for the folks that came to speak about the arts, the music folks in particular. I had a conversation with the superintendent, and I asked him to give the board an update on many of the issues that you touched on as it relates to music. So I look forward to that conversation and following up with some of you individually on your concerns around the music area. Superintendent's report. And Stan, this is not Bohan Vargas. This is someone that is much better looking.
Thank you.
Anita Murphy, you have a report for us?
Yeah, the superintendent, thank you. The superintendent just wanted me to convey 3 things. Right now, about 90% of our staff is placed. Itinerant staff and shortage areas are still being placed currently. Master schedules are in full swing. We expect to have those completed and done by the end of next week. Summer school is moving along. There's about 10,000 kids in summer school. We wanted to thank everyone for their patience and all the work of the staff during the heat wave.
The kids did great, the staff did great. We're very appreciative of that. And we're on board to open school well. We're printing all of the Common Core materials. We've ordered textbooks. We are getting ready to support our teachers and our principals as much as they need to, and look forward to a smooth opening of school. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. Do we have our student representative here? Is someone here from the Parent Council? Parent Council? I know the new president, they just elected a new president, so I'm not sure if they're meeting over the summer. Ms. Stallone, she's not here, okay? We'll move on to our standing committee reports. First report, we'll have the Finance Committee, Commissioner Powell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee met on July 25th. Beg your pardon. Met on July 18th and considered resolutions 31 through 60. It always takes me by surprise when we're at the beginning of the
Happy New Year.
The new fiscal year, because the numbers are so small. We considered resolutions, 31 is for a budget resolution, 32 through 34 were procurement, 35 through 58, education facilities. 59 is information technology resolution, and 60 is for an insurance third-party administrator contract. So all of these things did pass through the Finance Committee. I believe the resolution that one of our speakers was referring to, the McKinsey, is being considered to be tabled, but it did go through the Finance Committee without objections. So there were no finance reports because of year-end hasn't been closed yet, as is our custom. Those will be received in September. That concludes my report, except to say that the next Finance Committee meeting will be held on August 15th. It's 5:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Powell. And again, Happy New Year. I forgot that July 1st, for those folks that don't know, is the start of the district's fiscal year. We did that for effect to make sure we're still on our toes. We'll move on to the ESA committee and Commissioner White.
Some of us.
All right, now that everybody's awake again. The Excellent Student Achievement Committee met on Monday, July the 15th. Anita Murphy, Deputy Superintendent of Administration, and Beverly Burrell Moore, Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, were in attendance, and they presented the district's comprehensive plan for meeting students' social and emotional needs. The plan is to implement student support teams in each school to ensure that a child's need is guided towards services that are accessible, timely, student-centered, socially available for fit, efficient, evidence-based monitoring and measured. What that essentially means, or what they told us, is that we will make sure that the district will make sure that a child's needs, a plan is tailored to a child's needs, not from afar, but as close as possible to the child. This was indeed very encouraging. We were also encouraged by the fact that the district plans to implement these student support teams with metrics established and developed in advance. And you would think that would be a foregone conclusion, but quite frequently I have learned in my brief period of time on the board that quite regularly the district does not establish outputs in advance of implementing a program, or does not even know what its anticipated outcomes are. But this is not the case with the student support teams. They are going to design these outputs and outcomes in advance, and will measure the success or failure of these teams by these various metrics. Of course, naturally, outcomes would include attendance, decreased discipline referrals, decreased suspensions, and the increased number of students and families accommodated by those services. Again, it's incredible that we wouldn't even do this as a regular course of practice, but in the past, the district has not. And again, it's good to see that Beverly and Anita and the superintendent are thinking about these measurements up front in advance. The other thing that the members of the committee wanted the administration to focus on was the fact that there ought to be a student support policy in place. We concluded at the result of this hearing that there was no policy. Incredible as that may seem. We rank 7th in the nation in child poverty. 7th in the nation in child poverty. An overwhelming number of our students are eligible for free and reduced lunches. And we have no student support policy in place. So Beverly and Anita gave us their assurances after being inquired from the board, the committee about that they would recommend to us a detailed policy requiring support services be available to each and every student and how those services will be to be accessed. So we expect and hope that such a draft will be put before our committee and the policy committee by December of 2013. That would be before the next budget is submitted so that we can make sure those plans are adequately resourced. Mr. President, our next meeting is on Monday, August 12th at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, Commissioner White. Commissioner Cruz in the Policy Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Policy Committee met on Thursday, July 18th. We are in the process of still continuing to do technical revisions of some of the policies. We discussed the values education policy. There's going to be some continued work on that. Ed Lopez and Mr. Bill Benet, who was part of the original task force, are continuing to meet to look at how we can begin to implement that in terms of a revised policy for the next couple years. So we've got some work there. We also looked at a proposed revision of the evaluating teacher staff policy, which we're presenting to the board. Provide some flexibility in order to be able to comply with the APPR requirements. The policy has been forwarded, as I said, to the board this evening for information. Possible revision to the school-based planning team policy. We are going to be taking a look at school-based planning teams and the options for supporting parent involvement. Chief of Youth and Family Services and the Director of Parent Engagement are working together and putting together a cross-functional team to examine the policy in greater depth, and we'll continue to review that as well. Also, a number of different policies that were looked at for just technical against tweaking equivalents to the instructional staff and materials policy. 4010 is consideration given to the time frame for reporting to New York State Education Department and the board policy and board. Under this policy, at times we have a conflict with reporting dates, and the question is, is there a real need to continue to report when in fact those reports are also being given at other times during the year? So again, continue to tweak those as well. We also found that in reviewing all of our wellness policy, we have, I think there are about 10 or 12 different wellness policies throughout our manual, some in different areas, hard to find. So we are now incorporating all of those into one policy so that it's easy to find. You can just go to the website and look at one place for them. And so that should be just an easier thing for people to find. Also, there's a number of policies that are up for adoption in this evening's meeting package. The proposed policies have been included. And looking at in terms of proposed revision to Safe Schools policy, proposed revision to the Code of Conduct, credential options for students with disabilities policy, and there are about another 10 policies that we've reviewed and are tweaking for a minimal change, technical changes. Our next meeting is September 24th at 5:30. There will not be an August Policy Committee meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I have a very brief report. I just want to remind colleagues that the business meeting for August has been rescheduled to Monday, August 19th at 6 p.m. Also, I want to encourage everyone to come out to the 124th annual Transfer of the Flag ceremony, which will be held Sunday, August 18th at 1:30. It's going to be at John Marshall High School at the campus there. For those that don't know what a standard bearer is, every year the district recognizes each school's top students in academics and citizenship. The students known as standard bearers are honored at the Transfer of the Flag ceremony, and this will mark our 125th observance of this ceremony. It is the oldest surviving tradition in the district. I was one when I was a little tyke, so it's a great program, and it's a way to really recognize good citizenship. The Rock Read event, which is the reason why we rescheduled the board meeting, is going to be Thursday, August 22nd. Students participating in the Rock Read Summer Initiative have been invited to attend the August 22nd Red Wings game with a family member and receive a free book. So board members have been asked to join Dr. Vargas to be handing out books for our families. We're going to start distributing the books at 5:30, and then the game starts at 7:05. So look forward to everyone attending those upcoming events. We probably will be having a special meeting prior to the August 19th meeting to deal with some personnel issues and also any last-minute resolutions prior to the August meeting. So there probably will be a meeting earlier than our official business meeting. Also want to give a shout out to the crew team, the city school district crew team representing School of the Arts, Wilson, and World of Inquiry. They participated in a crew tournament this weekend. Former school board member Lydia Body Rice was instrumental in helping to get that team up and running. And they took first place in some categories and second place in others. And this is their first year doing this. I was a city boy growing up, and I didn't know much about crew until I went over to the University of Rochester, and I saw, that during the general interest area, they have crew recruiting, trying to get people to do crew. For those that don't know what crew is, it's primarily a sport that folks who are more affluent usually do. So it's something that our students have had the opportunity to be exposed in, and they proved that they could be successful at it. So I want to congratulate those that team for their hard work that they did this past weekend. We'll now move on to the audit committee report. Commissioner Adams, do you have the audit committee report?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, we hear you.
The audit committee met on Tuesday, July 23rd to review the 2013-14 Office of Auditor General Risk Assessment and Audit Plan. Each board member was given an opportunity to meet individually with the Auditor General to provide input on the risk assessment and the plan. Several district leaders also provided input during the assessment process. The Auditor General shared the risks that were noted during the assessment process. The audit plan identifies the audits that are planned by the Office of Auditor General during the 2013-14 fiscal year. I'd like to make a motion for the board to accept the Office of Auditor General 2013-14 audit plan.
The motion on the floor, is there a second? Second. Second and moved by Commissioner White. All those in favor of accepting the 2013-14 Auditor General audit plan, please say aye. Aye. Aye, the ayes have it. Thank you. Commissioner Adams.
The Auditor General also reviewed several audit reports completed during the 2012-13 year. I'd like to make a motion that summaries of the following reports be approved for posting on the district website. James Monroe High School Student Activity Funds Audit, James Monroe High School Cash Audit, School of the Arts Activity Funds Audit, Instrumental Music Review, and Student Counseling Follow-Up Audit.
There's been a motion to post those audits on our website per our policy. Is there a second? Move it. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. Thank you, Commissioner Adams.
This concludes my report, and I have a quick point of personal privilege.
All right, quick point of personal privilege.
I would like to thank you, President Evans, Shanae Lee, and Beverly Burrell Moore for your support and assistance in launching the ad hoc committee on Common Core implementation. The first organizational meeting of that ad hoc committee, which we anticipate will last for about 1 year with monthly meetings. The first committee meeting will be August 20th at 6 to 8 in the room that you all are in. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Adams. We will now move on to resolutions. Point of information, resolution number 13, the board will discuss that in executive session. So we'll begin with the human resources resolutions 2 through 24, with the exception of 13, which we will go into executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss and then vote on it thereafter. I'll entertain a motion for resolutions 2 through 24. So moved. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any general questions that are not related to specific individuals on resolutions 2 through 24, with the exception of resolution number 13?
I have a quick general point of procedure. Resolution number 2, we've been per our procedures, reviewing.
I'm
the
sorry,
session as well.
that's also executive session. Thank you. So Resolution 2 and 13 are both executive session. Thank you, Commissioner Adams. So actually, it's 2 through 24, with the exception of 2 and 13, which will be executive session. Anything else? Okay, all those in favor of 2 through 24, with the exception of 2 and 13, which we will take offline, please say aye.
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 Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. Resolutions 25 through 31 relate to additional pay. People like to get paid. I heard that some folks called the board office and said, being that the meeting was rescheduled, does that mean I get paid? So yes, you will still get paid, and that's what this resolution is for. These are for additional pay resolutions, resolutions 25 through 31, but they go through the regular payroll cycle. You don't get a check cut after this meeting is over.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of the additional pay resolutions, resolutions 25 through 31, please say aye.
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 Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Resolution number 32 relates to the budget. I'll entertain a motion to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. President?
32 is the motion to table?
I'm sorry, 32, I'm sorry. That's a budget resolution. It's been moved, a motion to table. Is there a second?
That's a motion, yes, sir.
Yes, it's been moved and it's been seconded. Table goes straight to a vote without any discussion. All those in favor of tabling, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. 32 is tabled. I may be taking a recess in a second to make sure that nothing is going to, ceiling is not going to fall. But I'm glad I got a lot of witnesses in the audience for workers' comp, and I have my attorney sitting next to me, so I'm all good.
They're going to get crushed right along with us.
Yes. We'll move to procurement and supply, which is resolutions 33 through 35. It's been moved and it's been moved and seconded. These are related to finance resolutions, which went through the finance committee. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you. 39 through 59 are educational facilities, repairs on our buildings. These went through the finance committee and came unanimously recommended. I'll entertain a motion for 39 through 59.
Are you sure that's not 36 through 59?
There is no, yeah, I'm sorry, 36 through 59, typo. 36 through 59. It's been moved by Commissioner Powell.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner White. Resolutions 36 through 59, which are educational facilities. All those in favor, please say aye.
President Evans?
Yes, Commissioner Adams.
Yeah, I have a concern about 59 regarding the closure of School 44, leaving the time of closure open-ended. My understanding is that it could be any time from the year after this coming academic year up through 2019, 2020, or 2020, 2021. And my concern is that in the context of the larger neighborhood in the Southwest/19th Ward area, with the lack of School 16 facility in the foreseeable future, pending facilities modernization phase 2, I'm concerned about the general planning. I had sent a question and I did get a very adequate response, more than adequate response from the placement piece in terms of working with whatever is available. But I remain concerned regarding the actual access of facilities in that neighborhood and how that could align with or fail to align with our emphasis on transportation efficiencies and building neighborhood schools as a priority. So I really have unanswered concerns regarding the open-ended timeframe for the closure of School 44.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone can address it. I can, I've sent this a couple times with no response.
Yeah, I'll have Ms. Murphy address that. We were in the middle of voting, so we'll pause the voting, and I'll let you answer Commissioner Adams' question.
Commissioner Adams, this is to close the facility, not the school, and so it's open-ended for the exact reasons that you just stated. We don't know yet and need some more time to figure out what facility those students would go into and at what time, depending on phase 2 legislation. 16 would be on the docket for the beginning of phase 2 legislation. So we're recommending closing the facility and giving ourselves some time to understand what's going to happen in phase 2 with the legislation before a firm decision is made?
The problem is the lack of physical capacity for the early age students in that neighborhood. So that's precisely the problem, is if School 44 becomes unavailable as a placement option before School 16 opens, there's already a squeeze. There are people, who have sent emails and communicated with my colleagues and with you all regarding people who've left the district because there's no seats for kindergarten or early elementary that are acceptable to them. And part of that is the unpredictability regarding 44.
Right, but I think the 44 school itself wouldn't be closing. It would be that physical building. So the district would be responsible for finding some space or location for School 44 in that neighborhood for those kids to locate because of the density of the amount of students that are in that that are in that neighborhood. And I shared your same concerns on that topic, and that's why the resolution, I thought it was absolutely appropriate to be left open-ended, because we should not be closing it until we know what's going on with phase 2 legislation.
Again, I'm just voicing my rationale. I won't be able to support it unless there's something that really addresses that more specifically, because School 16 is not available. There are no other facilities where people can send their children in the 19th ward right now. So unless it's addressed somewhere, and that's okay. I mean,
Commissioner Powell.
I certainly see the logic in your concern, Commissioner Adams, and I would share that prior decisions such as opening another citywide draw school in that area, namely the Walter Cooper School Number 10, essentially takes some portion of the seats in that building out of commission for that neighborhood. So my hope would be that as we begin to integrate that facilities modernization plan, we also begin to have a dialogue about how we can return some of these citywide draw schools to zoned schools so that we can have more seats available to the students within that zone. It would not be out of keeping or out of step with our school choice policy in the least to reduce the number of citywide draw schools. And in fact, it would be supportive of a more neighborhood-centric policy approach to education. I think I'd like to see the administration bring all of these threads together in the context of the phase 2. But in the meantime, this resolution, the primary audience for this resolution is the State Department of Education that wants to hear from us that we've made a decision to ultimately to reduce our inventory of buildings.
Right. Thank you, Commissioner Powell. And we are still on numbers 36 through 59, right? Okay, anything else on 36 to 59? All those in favor of 36 to 59, Commissioner Adams, you vote no on?
No on 59.
On 59, okay. All in favor of 36 to 59, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, thank you.
Mr. President, I just need to back up a bit, if you will allow me to. With respect to resolution number 29, I need to abstain
right?
from that. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Resolutions, number 60 is information management and technology. Also gone through finance. I'll entertain a motion for number 60.
So moved.
Been moved, it's been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, thank you. 61 through 89 are what we call the other category. And I'll entertain a motion for 61 through 89. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of 61 through 89?
Mr. President, yes. I'd like to make a motion to table resolution number 68. That concerns the teen court. And I know we've had some discussions about that in the past. And I'd just like an opportunity to have some additional conversation on that resolution before I vote on that.
There's a motion to table 68. Is there a second? Second. Second. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of the table?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. 68's table. We'll deal with that. All those in favor of 61 through 89, with the exception of the resolution that was just tabled, 68, please say aye.
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 Aye. And I just abstained from resolution number 69 and 69 and 80, 69 and 84.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
you know, just so that we're clear on the record, I think Mr. Lopez has discussed this with us, but 69 involves my daughter-in-law. And I thought we had some conversation about this, that we didn't have to abstain.
Correct.
Have
He's
that
fine.
kind of, okay.
Correct. Yeah, he's
All right,
fine.
so I'm not gonna, I'll vote yes for that.
Not unless you're paying, unless you're paying their mortgage and rent. I'm sure you're not.
No.
You're pretty cheap, so I know you're not. I'm just kidding.
No.
All right.
Not happening.
All right. Unfinished business from previous meeting, we have none. New business,
President Evans?
yes.
Me again.
Oh, hey, Commissioner Adams.
Yes, regarding unfinished business or continuing issues, when we approved, or when the board approved the resolution last month regarding the additional employee group position for the transformation executive, that was amended and there was a discussion requiring.
Appendix A?
The compliance with board directive requiring that Appendix A be updated and reconciled and trued up by July 1st of each year. And that has not yet happened, to the best of my knowledge.
Is Appendix A all updated? Not yet? Then we'll take that up, Commissioner Adams. I haven't seen an updated Appendix A, so we will need to take that up at our special meeting, which we're going to have prior to our August meeting. So I will make sure I confer with the superintendent to see where we are with updating Appendix A. I don't think that should be too difficult because it's should just require an update that corresponds with the budget. So I will follow up on that. Thank you.
Thank you, President Evans.
Thank you.
Mr. President?
Yes, Commissioner Cruz.
Yes, if I can, as personal privilege, policy number 73, which is the pre-K assessment that we are contract with Children's Institute. I know they do the assessment every year. If I can get a copy of last year's report, it would be helpful. If you can do that for us.
Thank you, yes.
Me, whoever else wants one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Cruz.
We got your back.
Yep, thank you. And any other unfinished business from previous meetings? So we have that one follow-up item, which is under Appendix A. Under new business, Commissioner Cruz, we have two policies. I don't know if you want to touch on them.
No, other than they're in the package, self-explanatory. If you open to any questions. Again, you're going to be getting a number of these over the next couple months, 10 or 12 at a time, but really a lot of them are just technical changes. And we're always monitoring, the staff's very good about monitoring state law. Anytime there's a change in state law, we have to also make sure that we're in compliance. So that's what you're getting right now. We have pretty much completed most of the work on all of the major policies in our manual at this point. So we're now just getting into these last few.
Thank you. And Commissioner Cruz, I want to thank you and the Policy Committee, your colleagues, for going through this voluminous policy manual, making sure that they are up to date, changing things that are not existing, and all. I know that takes a lot of work. Yourself and staff member Deb Flanagan, I don't know if she's here, but I want to thank you for that. And I know that Edwin Lopez Soto has come in on the tail end of that in our legal department. We want to thank him for his work also. So that's under new business. We will, our next meeting, regularly scheduled business meeting, is August 19th, but we probably will be having a special meeting prior to that August 19th meeting. And I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second? Second. We'll go into executive session. And being that Commissioner Adams is on Skype, we will adjourn from this room after executive session. We are adjourned for executive session. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna come back. We probably will.
Are we?
Yeah, yeah, because Mary's on Skype, so.
Is Mary gonna hang in there until
I
we
think she
finish?
is. I'll ask her. Oh, we do?
Yes.
Yeah, so we probably won't be coming back up here.
We're going to recess from downstairs on the second floor after we open the doors.
So we will not.
Hello?
Yeah, but we will be opening the doors, and we probably won't have much to say, but we'll recess from downstairs second floor.
How are you?
It's
Sure,
been-
yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Ray G.
Did you, sir? Huh? Did you forget? I did. What ended up happening was I got back in town. There was an I didn't know. I'm sorry. No, I did. Yeah. Okay.